This is the future.
I know you still remember the infamous Marked for Death Helminth ability. It's one of those abilities wherein you put into a Warframe, use Skijati and Arcane Trickery. Then you have a combo that can delete even higher level enemies easily. 1 million damage, those is rookie numbers. 100 million damage, ramp it up. 2 billion, that's easily achieved with the right Marked for Death combination. Sadly, Marked for Death has been nerfed to the ground as everything fun gets deleted in this game. I'm just kidding. Honestly, it was a broken ability that makes the game super easy. It was just like Naraman and Atarax 2.0. You get permanent invisibility from killing enemies, then you inflict millions or even billions of damage to wipe out a whole room full of enemies. It was so good that everyone knows that it will get nerfed soon, and when it got nerfed, it became absolute garbage that Digital Extremes needed to add a few adjustments once again so that the ability won't be as bad as the rest of the Helminth system. By the way, I think Digital Extremes should take a look at those Helminth abilities that you unlock once you reach a certain level with the Helminth system. They are utter garbage in my opinion and need some buff, so it will that players would find leveling the Helminth system worth it. Better yet, they should add better Helminth abilities. Don't get me wrong, some of the Helminth rewards are good, but some need to go. I'm looking at you, expedite suffering. So anyway, many thought that Marked for Death is also useless right now and not even worth getting. To be fair, it's not the same Helminth ability as before wherein you can just slap it into any Warframe. Marked for Death works on a specific Warframe right now and it needs some specific setup to gain the desired damage from this Nuke Helminth ability. For example, you won't see any million damage right now if you will do the same trick as before. Also, no more permanent invisibility since Arcane Trickery doesn't proc every time you kill enemies with Marked for Death. It procs, but not with a 100% chance. Also, to maximize the damage, you will need something to really hit the targets that has been inflicted with the Marked for Death ability. To get insane nuke damage, you will have to rely on abilities like increase finisher damage to somehow get at least a million nuke damage from Marked for Death. Abilities with finisher augment like Ash Fatal Teleport, Banshee's Savage Silence, or even Excalibur's Radiant Finish would make the damage of Marked for Death even better. It may sound interesting since Silence and Radial Blind are both subsumable abilities, but remember, you can only input one Helminth ability per frame. So most probably, you will deal huge damage with Marked for Death while using Ash, Excalibur and Banshee. Don't get me wrong, you can still do it with other Warframes that can open up enemies to finisher kills, but don't expect the damage to be huge. In fact, the Ivara Marked for Death combo you are seeing on your screen is one good example of how it works without a finisher damage bonus. The damage of the Helminth ability can kill Steel Path enemies, but it's not for those power-hungry players, if you know what I mean. By the way, the damage will be lesser if I was not using a Rapier Zor, which gives out 100% proc on finisher execution. Digital Extremes changed Marked for Death to start its base damage at 75%, which will cap at 150% with mods. Since the damage type in is equal damage type out, this will scale well with certain damage types, especially ones with damage over time, which is what they envision in the first place. Well, that's what they said. Every time you perform finisher damage with a Rapier, you will trigger an area of effect bleed damage over time when you hit a target that is affected by Marked for Death. This is simply one of the best combos right now when doing a Marked for Death build. Okay, let's talk about Rapier build first. Any Rapier would do, but since I don't have any prime version of Rapiers yet, I decided to stick with my trusty Zor Rapier. Basically, finisher attack damage is dependent on the type of melee weapon used and can be increased by finishing touch, as well as several abilities, augment like Excalibur's Radiant Finish, Prime Fury, Gladiator Vice, Quickening, Arcane Strike, and the weapon type influence the animation speed of the finisher. This caps at a 33% faster animation with a plus 50% attack speed. Berserker and the weapon's base attack speed do not affect animation speed. Also, you should know that when in stealth, the weapon's level will affect the finisher's damage. Long story short, always make sure that you are using a max rank weapon. With these mods, you can gain more than enough damage for your Marked for Death combo against Steel Path enemies. But if you want to push it to the next level, then the only Warframe capable of doing this is Ash. First of all, Ash can utilize Marked for Death combo because he got the Fatal Teleport to augment, which increases the finisher damage. He also got his stealth to cast Marked for Death safely and just teleport to the enemy targeted by Marked for Death. He also got a passive that increases the bleed damage and its duration, which helps the overall area of effect damage over time of this combo. The build is pretty simple. All you need is to have at least 200% power strength in your rush to gain the maximum damage for Marked for Death, and then couple it with decent range with the help of both Stretch and Augur Reach. And of course, don't forget the Fatal Teleport Augment. These are all the mods you need, but I did mix my Marked for Death setup with a Blade Storm combo. Fatal Teleport would be enough to nuke enemies, but 2 nuking combos in one Warframe would be awesome. Also, Blade Storm does help out proc Arcane Trickery more often. Also, since Blade Storm's damage does scale with combo counter, I added Drifting Contact in the mix coupled with an Ahriman focus passive called Power Spike to maintain my combo counter at max. In conclusion, Marked for Death combo is not dead, but it got tuned down to a level wherein only specific Warframes can take the full benefit of the Helminth ability. Right now, it is one of those nuking combos that you will enjoy playing, but not a combo worth playing against level cap enemies. Anyway, I know most of you guys don't even do long endurance runs and just looking to farm Steel Path missions, so you might want to try out this combo. Before leaving, I would just like to remind the winner of the Gara Prime access to claim your prize now. I am just giving you until Monday to claim your prize. If left unclaimed, then I will redo the giveaway. Sorry to do this, but I just don't want the giveaway to be wasted, since there is a deadline to when we can give away the Gara Prime access. It's close, so I'm really in a hurry to give the Gara Prime access to the winner. I'm hoping that you will contact me this week, or else you will forfeit your prize and I will give it to one lucky member of the community. Expect more Warframe content and giveaways soon, and I hope you are enjoying the content of this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.